I'd like to tell you about the WElink housing solution. But first of all, let me tell you about WElink themselves, the WElink Group. WElink Group have been operating around the world in the renewable energy sector since 2007. In doing so, we're delivering energy all over the world. But we've also realized in doing these jobs around the world that we need housing. Everyone needs housing. And therefore, what we're doing is coming up with a housing solution and an energy solution and making a low carbon building. CNBM and CTIEC are our Chinese partners. With their funds, we can go into any country of the world and deliver housing. The housing will be delivered locally. It will be local jobs for local people with supply of materials sourced locally. For instance, in the UK, it will be using British steel put into the housing, light gauge steel construction. That's part of our solution. The housing solution is modularised construction made in a factory using all low carbon techniques, using high levels of insulation so you don't need much heating in the building, using all the latest lighting controls, using solar on the roof, using battery storage in the building, so the amount of energy you generate, you use in the building. It goes nowhere else. In doing so, we believe we'll be reducing the energy consumption or the energy bill by something like 75% compared with traditional. Now, traditional construction, it's been set in the dark ages. It can never deliver the number of homes. Even if you take UK, we require something like 1 million homes. And we build something like less than 200,000 a year. We're never going to get there, right? So therefore, we've got to do something different. So our solution is build the big factory. Do it on the basis of a car plant, whereby you put in the materials at certain points, the things are put together to very, very tight tolerances in ideal working conditions, and at the end of the day, it comes out as a flat pack. Delivered to site, assembled on the site, and within no time at all, you've got your house. So the production line type technique that we're using of a car plant is exactly the same. They build a large number of cars, you drive down the cost. If you build a large number of houses, you drive down the cost. But we are going to get a very high quality house at an affordable level, which you can afford to run and heat. The housing needs of the UK, something like 1 million homes, and basically it's needed in every sector. So it's a complete mixed tenure that we'd be providing. The fact from affordable homes at one end of the scale, social housing, right through the private rental sector, which is a growing market, right through at the end of the day to traditional housing for sale. We're starting off on the premise that basically energy is getting more expensive. And therefore, the most important thing is, the rules and regulations. You can build the building regs and it's pretty poor, to be honest, in terms of energy efficiency. What we're doing is making the houses to what we would call passive house standards of insulation, wrapping the building up so it's super warm. Therefore, the amount of heat load that you need inside the building is much reduced. At the same time, we'll be using all the latest techniques in terms of control systems, smart control systems, operate your house from an app, LED lighting, but also the roof may as well be a generator. So we're going to include solar on the roof as a generator and put a battery inside the system. So any electricity that's generated stays within the house, used within the house. In doing so, we should be able to drive down the energy bills by something like 75% compared with normal. So like I say, not only will they be affordable to buy, they'll be affordable to run. The panels will be manufactured in a factory, basically using local supply of materials. The steel, the light gauge steel, will be manufactured in the same factory, just-in-time deliveries, so therefore you don't end up with large amounts of storage, just like the car industry. You've got to have it moving smoothly and fast. At the same time, the materials that go around the steel frame, the cladding itself, will be delivered just in time as well. So therefore we expect that once we build the factory, we'll also attract the supply chain around us. Exactly the same way as the car industry has done. That creates local jobs, local people, local supply of materials. We are not trying to ship these products around the world, we are building them local for the local needs. The frames will be assembled, but they also already be pre-drilled to take things like the plumbing, the first fix plumbing, the first fix electrics, all will be built into the wall. So when it comes to site and it's assembled, you've just got to plug things together. The beauty of steel frame is it's very strong, and therefore it can take the weight of all the various materials you want to put it on in the factory and still be able to lift it onto the wagon and then deliver it to site. And then it'll be lifted off the wagon onto pre-prepared foundations, which would just be conventional concrete as you'd normally have. And the assembly would be such that basically each frame, side of a house, front of a house, etc., delivered with the doors, with the windows, etc., then basically just clicks together. And literally within 1 to 2 days, you've assembled the complete house right up to roof level, and it's watertight. At first, we believe will be about 1/3 quicker. In time, will be something like 2/3 quicker. So this is why we're talking to government about new ways of industrialised, modernised, modular housing. In doing so, it means we're going to create a demand for new skills, new type of people for an industry. If you look at present, there's a skills shortage in the building industry, which therefore the house builders blame the skills shortage as to why they can't deliver. What we are going to do is to work with the college, and in this case, here we are today in the SGS College. We want to develop new skills, encourage people into this industry. It's going to be different to what the building industry of old was. Working with the college, we can also run the new training courses. We can develop new apprenticeship schemes. We can develop all new regulations, because clearly you need to build or adjust the regulations to where we're going to be in the future. We are beginning a revolution in the housing sector with our low carbon modular homes. These homes will power themselves, will accommodate electric vehicles, and will help balance the local grid with renewable energy. We are proud to be delivering the future naturally.